Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with mail day number 73. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these mail days. As you know, I do things a little different. I share with you when the cards actually arrive in my PWCC vault so I can give you high-def images of the front and back of these cards. Again, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards, all Jordans, all PSA 8s, growing that little PSA 8 collection. If you guys have been watching my channel, you know that I've been kind of pushing into some Jordan PSA 8s to kind of diversify my low-end Jordan collection to go along with the high-end Jordan collection that I have. I'm picking up bits and pieces of high-end cards, and I'm working on a pretty monster PSA 10 card. A monster high-end low-pop Jordan card on the radar, but having so much fun buying these PSA 8 cards on the way. So I'm going to screen share with you guys and we'll get cranking here. Card number 1 on our slideshow. Again, 9 cards here is not crazy rare, but I like the card. I've never even seen the card, to be quite honest with you. It's die cut. It's the 1998 Stadium Club Stat Liners. And it is a PSA 8 card number S2. And it's got Jordan guarded by the great Allen Houston from Ballard High School in Louisville, Kentucky. My cousin actually played in the backcourt with Mr. Allen Houston. He's a historically underrated offensive player in the NBA. He was a very good player in the mid to late 90s. Anyway, stat liners, here's MJ's stuff. It looks like it's just one particular game. He went 17 for 33, 9 for 10 from the line. He blocked a shot. He stole it 3 times, had 44 points, 4 rebounds, and then 2 assists on January 1998 versus the Knicks. That's not bad because back then they allowed the Knicks to carry pocket knives and they would shank Jordan as he went to the rim. And so for him to put up those kind of numbers in that stat line was pretty impressive. Card number 2 is another really cool card. I need this in PSA 10 and I don't have it, but it's the 1997 Ultra View to a Thrill, card number VT1. It's a PSA 8. Really, really like it. Obviously, it's a play on words with View to a Kill, which I think was a great James Bond movie, but I think it's also like a kind of a little phrase that's been used for a really long time, but I know it was a Bond movie for sure. I can't remember who was in View to a Kill. I guess that might be, it was either maybe Daniel Craig, maybe the Timothy Dalton was the Bond. I don't remember. Somebody let me know in the comments. View to a Thrill. Good looking card here. Kind of got the clock, digital clock type font right down there on the back. It's all black. So tough card to PSA 10. I haven't even looked. I don't even know what the PSA 10 pop is. I bet it's probably pretty low. Again, this is not the rarest card in the world. It's a 15 card insert set. Jordan, as the Cleveland Cavaliers are all painfully aware, remains the best in the biz. Shooting for his 6th NBA title in 8 years. The tongue-wagging, game-breaking 34-year-old superstar will once again prove he's the real deal in Chi-Town. This season, he has to. His teammates keep getting injured. Wow, that's interesting. It's an interesting narrative. Calling out MJ's teammates. Okay. Next card is actually a pretty big size card. I made a mistake, and you guys, if you watched the prior mail day, you probably noticed I accidentally picked up 2 of these. So this is the 1992 Stadium Club Beam Team Members Only PSA 8. I did not need 2, but I picked up 2. Another good looking one, a little bit off center, top to left to right up here at the top, a little fat left, a little thin right. Got that beautiful velocity pattern in the background. I've talked about the 92 Beam Team ad nauseum. You guys know how much how I like this card. I think it's one of the foundational pieces for any Jordan collector, along with maybe the Scoring Kings. But I would go with one of those 2 cards as my first 2 pickups. If I was starting a Jordan collection from scratch, there's no question I would go Beam Team and Scoring Kings, probably in reverse order. Scoring Kings first, Beam Team second. 92 Beam Team I'm talking about. If I was just starting a Jordan 90s collection, that's what I would do at first. That doesn't mean it's the right investment or anything else, but here's what I've got in that 1992 Beam Team. I'll do a real quick slideshow because y'all have seen this before. I've got the Beam Team in 9.5, which is on hold. I'm going to make a trade with my good friend Zach, who appears on the channel quite often. So that's his. It's in hold, on hold for him. I've got the 92 Beam Team PSA 10, which I'm super stoked about. I've got the Beam Team Base PSA 8, so that 810 Beam Team regular is over and done with. And then I've got an 8 Beam Team Members Only. I've got another 8 Beam Team Members Only. And so obviously you guys can do math. I need the Beam Team Members Only actually PSA 10. I thought I had a chance to snatch that thing in a PWCC auction not long ago, and I got rocked. I wasn't even close, and the price of the damn thing shot up significantly. It makes me want to look it up right now on Card Ladder. Sorry, we're going to take a detour here. This is not part of the mail day, but it made me wonder how much exactly did I lose the damn thing for. Members only Beam Jordan PSA 10. That should pull up. Yep, there it is. So that's what the card did. 9,000 here. I think I completely missed this one because it went 9,000 and went 6,000 the next day. I think I totally missed this one here and I wasn't aware of it. Where was that? Yeah, that one was on eBay. And so this is the one I was trying to go for. And I was like, what the hell, man? Somebody just jumped it 3,000 bucks and I lost it. And then I think I was so hyper focused and assuming I was going to win the one on PWCC Weekly, I lost track. And the next day, one sold for 6,000. So if anybody's got one, or 6,900, if anybody's got one out there for 7,000, I'll buy it right now. So if you've got a Beam Team Members Only PSA 10 for 7 grand, I'm your buyer. I'm ready to roll. I just sold a bunch of cards on PWCC Weekly, and a million zillion cards are selling on Probstein as we speak. So I'm cash rich for the moment, pouring it all back into Jordans. Let's get back to what we came to do, which is the mail day. So that's a duplicate copy of the PSA 8 Beam Team Members Only. Next, I got picked up these two little Sports Illustrated cards. This one's from 2004, Sports Illustrated for kids. Remember, these are all hand perforated, so you got to tear them out. Somebody tore it out and got an 8. I'll be honest with you, I think all this perforated PSA 10 stuff is bullshit. Excuse my language, but the way you tear a card out of a magazine that's perforated, the difference between a 10 and an 8, I don't get it unless you like tear the card itself. Obviously, that would lower the value, but like some people get 10s and some people get 8s. I think it's just arbitrary crap, and it just depends on the grader that day. And here's another one. This is the 1992 SI for kids, card number 4, also a PSA 8 with Jordan shooting there, and then a bunch of little kiddie sounding stuff. How many points would Michael Jordan score in 20 games if he averaged 31.5 points? Easy, 630. It's 20 games times 31.5. That is not difficult for me, even in Louisiana. Down below it, the next card on the list, we got a Topps Archives Gold. So a lot of you might be familiar with 1984 Topps Baseball. If you're old like me, you were looking for the Mattingly, you were looking for the Darryl Strawberry, you're looking for all those guys, right, back then. Not rookies for those guys, but you were looking for those cards back then. And that's what the 84 Topps Baseball looked like. Well, they did a set in 1992 called Archives where the cards look like prior year's Topps sets. Not all 84, but the Jordan one was a mimic and a reprint of the 1984 Topps Baseball type layout. And so there is a regular version, and then there's the gold version, which has this little gold stamp right here that says Archives in gold. And so that's what makes it unique. It's much more rare. It's much more valuable. And so I've got pulled up what I have as far as the 1992 Topps Archives. I have the 10 base, not crazy expensive. It did run for a little while there after The Last Dance, but I've got the 10 base. I've got the 10 gold PSA 8, which just came in this mail day, which you're looking at today. Oh, sorry, this is the regular. Sorry, this is the PSA 8 regular. See, there's no gold stamps. And then the next card that I have is the Archives Gold. So obviously, again, process of elimination. You can deduce I am missing the PSA 10 Topps Archives Gold, which again, that begs the question: 1992 Archives Jordan Gold PSA 10. Sorry, I hope y'all don't mind these little detours. I guess it's kind of fun to look up cards. There you go. It's a 4-figure card. 1,150 over the last 3 months. Come down from 1,600, so that's a good sign. If I could pick that up, that'd be really nice. Let's look at the last year. Card's been as high as 1,900. The last one came down, way down to 1,150. Man, I'd love to pick one up around that range. It was $920 last May, so card's up 25% since last May, despite the fact that it just came down. So it was up about, it was up about 75% here at 1,600, came down to 1,150. So maybe I can pick one up. Of course, on Card Ladder, you can just click buy it now, and you can see, whoa, that's expensive. Here's one for 1,600 or best offer. That's one I'll just do it right now. Let's see what happens. Y'all want to see me make an offer on a card? You're about to see it. Make an offer. Hawk 3568, good number of feedback, 100% positive feedback. I got my handy dandy eBay guarantee. We've got our stamp on there, so it's not mislabeled. Man, I can't tell if those streaks are on the slab or on the case. I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this and do some research and send a message. Also, no picture of the back. I don't like it. So just a couple things, couple red flags. I'm gonna let that one go. Let's go back to it. I'll have to look for that elsewhere. Again, that's a crystal clear, good looking PSA 8 copy right there. Really like that one a lot. That's what the back looks like right there. Michael Jordan Bulls. All right, next card. Here we go. We've got the 1997 SPX. This is the base, and I've told y'all this before. These SPX cards are so cool looking. They're kind of like, it looks like a cut-up CD, right? Compact disc back in the day. But it's got a, Jordan's portrait, his bust down in the bottom right. It's got Jordan shooting a layup over... I don't think that's Mutombo, but somebody on the Hawks back then. I wonder who that is. And it's just unique. It's just a good looking card. When you see an SPX card, you know it. Number one, it's die cut, always, almost always. And number two, it's just unique, man. Let's see. Jordan established an NBA record, passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar by scoring in double digits for the 788th consecutive game. Imagine scoring 10 points or more 788 times. That's if you played 78 games a season, which no one does anymore. 10 straight years, or basically 79 games a season for 10 straight years and scoring over 10 points every single time. He did that. That's a lot. Next is the Ultra Gold Medallion from 1998. This is that horizontal card where he's dunking over, I think that's Oakley, his good friend Charles Oakley, who used to be his bodyguard. He's wearing the Jordan 1s in the background. The gold medallion was a little bit more rare than the regular. Of course, there's platinum medallions out there as well, which are super expensive and super valuable. You can always tell the gold medallions from 98 Ultra. When you flip over on the back, you can see it says Gold Medallion Edition, so you know it's a gold medallion. These are not serial numbered, but nevertheless, they are a little bit more rare than the base. Not an expensive card, though, to be quite honest with you. Really just not that expensive. So happy to pick that one up. I don't have the PSA 10. I need to get the PSA 10 now because you guys know I'm trying to pair these bad boys up. And then the ninth and final card on our mail day is a little bitty baby card. I might have paid $15 for this card, maybe $20. I'm trying to remember. This is his 1996 Fleer Metal. Fleer Metal was the precursor to Metal Universe in 97, which changed the hobby forever. This is card number 241, affectionately known as Metal Shredders, because at the bottom, if you scroll in, you can see it says Metal Shredders down there, Michael Jordan. But this is Jordan, kicking his leg out on a fadeaway. On the back, it's got metal shredded open, so you can read the narrative. After 11 NBA seasons, after 11 seasons, 4 NBA scoring titles, and tons of other hardware and endorsements, the only people who probably haven't heard of MJ are newborns. Leading the league with 30.3 points per game near midseason. Jordan says Hall of Famer Jerry West is the one player in the NBA history he'd like to play one-on-one. That's interesting. Never heard him say that. So that's the Jordan Metal Shredders. And, of course, I've got the 10 in that card as well, which is also really not a huge card. Maybe $200-300 if I last checked, maybe $400, something like that. But the PSA 8 comes really cheap. Not a rare card at all, just a little bit rare in PSA 10 condition. So that's it, guys. That's it for the mail day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Mail day number, what did I say, 73, I believe. Is that right? Did I say that right? Yeah, mail day number 73. Stay tuned for mail day number 74. I've kind of gotten into a rhythm and a pattern where I'm doing these mail days on Saturdays and Sundays for you guys to check out in the mornings when you're sipping coffee and watching your Premier League soccer. I know you're not watching Premier League soccer, but I am, or I'm watching my kids play soccer. But hopefully you guys are enjoying this pattern. I'm getting out about 7 or 8 videos a week, and there are only 7 days in the week. Trying to stay consistent. Trying to keep these things ad-free for you guys to enjoy and peruse. Let me know in the comments if any of these cards stand out to you, if you've got any of these cards, if you're interested in picking up any of these cards or why I picked them up. I'm getting messages every single day. Sometimes I have answers for you guys on Instagram, and sometimes I don't. And if I don't, I try to find you the answer. I'll never guess. That's one thing I learned being an attorney. You never guess. If you know the answer, you share it. If you don't, you don't. If you got good news, you deliver it. If you got bad news, you deliver it and you tell the truth. I don't ever guess. And so if you ask me a question and I give you an answer, it's the answer. It's not my opinion and it's not a guess. So thank you for all the messages, by the way. I try to respond to all of them. They're starting to get voluminous, to say the least, but I'm enjoying it. And that's part of the reason I started the channel, is to interact with everybody else in the hobby. So hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. These mail days are, small beans compared to some of the other videos that I put out on the channel. These mail days are just a way for you guys to tag along with somebody else in the hobby who's collecting primarily Michael Jordan, but other stuff as well, and just tag along for the ride for free and have fun and comment, and I definitely welcome all of your input. It leads to some really cool conversations some of these mail days do. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.